Rocking Chair Session. With Elisa Di Battista and Maria Teresa Barber.
Hi everybody.
Hi everyone and welcome to Rocking Chair Sessions 21.
Volume 21 with our special guest, Miss Lujan Candria. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much, Lujan.
Thank you for the invitation.
And we are actually pre-recording this session for our holiday, for Labor Day.
Labor Day weekend. Next Monday, nobody wants to come in. Also, Lujan will be traveling to Argentina tomorrow, so she'll be talking about that shortly. Yeah. And also this session will be a bilingual session. Maria's going to be asking questions. Maybe I'll pop in every once in a while, and then I will also be translating for Lujan. Okay, are we ready? I think so.
Are you ready?
No.
How do you say that in Spanish?
No, it's pretty universal. Presto. Presto. En Italiano.
I'm mixing up my Latin languages. But
it's perfect. We're living in Miami.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's actually one of the things that I'm really excited about also with this Rocking Chair series, that we have so many artists from so many different countries and so many different backgrounds. And we were just saying that we actually already had 2 Argentinian artists.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Claudio Roncoli and
Augusto Esquivel. So you're our 3rd Argentinian artist.
Yeah.
But the first woman.
But the first Argentinian woman, touche.
Which is completely different than an Argentinian man, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, our first question, since we were talking about Argentina, can you tell us a little bit about where you were born, where you grew up, you know, kind of like your experiences with Argentina?
Yo nací y viví siempre en Buenos Aires, la capital.
I was born and I always lived in Buenos Aires, capital of Argentina.
It's a very big city, and I love Buenos Aires.
You love Buenos Aires?
Really love. I miss too much.
You miss it a lot when you're here?
Yeah. Es caótica también.
It's also a bit chaotic every once in a while.
Like
chaotic?
Chaotic.
Yes, chaotic. Like every very big city. But it's beautiful and very beautiful. Estudié pintura desde chica.
I studied painting from a very small age.
And ceramic too. And then I studied in fine art in Bellas Artes School. And all this in Argentina, no? Of course. Yes. And I enjoy it a lot. My time in Bellas Artes, the name is Prilidiano Pueyrredón. Era, en realidad, was the name changed. Was a great time for me. Yes.
And your college, the school you mentioned, what is the name that it's called now? Because mencionaste que la Escuela de Bellas Artes, you mentioned that your university changed its name. So it went from Bellas Artes, or Beaux-Arts, as they would say in French, to what is it called now?
Before it was the Fine Arts School, Bellas Artes School, and now is a university.
Oh,
that is not only fine art, is fine art plus dancing.
A lot of different things in the different areas.
Yeah, so en la unión, cuando se unificó, quedó Universidad de las Artes.
Okay, so when basically...
De las Artes, no, Bellas Artes,
no, de las artes, porque es música, danza y artes visuales.
That's like performing arts.
Yeah, so basically there were lots of universities that came together and just it became this big university overall. Music, dance, and performance, as well as visual. That's pretty neat.
Did you always know that you wanted to be an artist?
Yes. I don't know artists. I always know that I like paint or everything that relacionado con las artes visuales.
Everything related to visual arts. ¿De qué temprana edad? From what early age did you know?
When
Did you start?
I was, I think 7 years old. Le dije a mamá, quiero ir a aprender a pintar.
Oh, she said since she was 7, she told her mom, I want to go to learn to paint.
Anybody in my family paint. So
Nobody,
fue una
just you?
sorpresa.
Okay, she was the first one in her family to like be an artist. Like nobody in her family was really like artistically inclined.
What did your mom say when you were like saying,
it's
Mom,
okay.
I want to? She said it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So she supported you in.
Yes, bueno, cuando tenés 7 años es okay. Maybe después, cuando
She was not so sure.
She's like-
okay, I want to be that for my life. Okay, I don't know. In the beginning, it's a little shock, but
Yeah.
okay.
So when she was a 7-year-old, her mom definitely approved, and then as she just said now, when she was older, she was like a little bit more hesitant, but definitely as a young child, she was very supportive. Well, that's nice to have.
And so when you went to Bellas Artes, to the school, you studied painting first or ceramics?
Hice primero la escuela de cerámica,
Okay, she did ceramic school first.
que en ese momento estaba separada de Bellas Artes.
Oh, because they were separate from the fine arts school.
En Bellas Artes vos estudiabas, tenías 2 años
At the
con
fine arts
pintura,
school, you had 2 years with paint.
grabado, dibujo.
I'm guessing grabado is probably like printmaking.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Like intaglio and stuff,
Yes, and a sculpture.
and a sculpture. Okay. So yeah, those different
And
fields.
then you can choose one.
Oh, you select one. So it's kind of sort of like undergrad where you do your general courses and you
Sí.
do like a little bit of everything and then you select what you want to major in. Oh, that's pretty interesting.
So,
Kind of cool. And you say they were your favorite years. What happened post that? I'm sorry, Maria, I'm jumping in Argentina that just made you decide, you know, like, oh, I'm going to move to Miami.
Oh yeah, Well, when did you decide to leave Buenos Aires? Because I can feel that you miss it, you know, and you
Yeah.
love it there, and you had a good experience going to school there. When did you decide to come to Miami?
and then this is more recently.
Oh, it's more recent. Oh, yeah.
I more or less 5 years that I live here, but it's nice too. It's a great experience. It's a really great experience. When you move another country, todo lo que conocías cambia, change,
Everything you need changes, yeah.
So I think it's an experience very intense, and I like it.
You like it? Are you planning to stay in Miami longer, like for another 5 years, or are you gonna go somewhere else?
I don't know.
You don't know. So it's really open.
Yes, absolutely.
Did art bring you here, is what I'm wondering, right?
Was that an like in the back of your head that the art market in Miami, that it's easier? Is it easier to sell work here, or is it the exposure, or was it really like I want to have a different experience? I just want to live somewhere else.
It's a different experience, yeah, and I was looking for that, and then I went. Yes, of course, I think the mercado puede dar otras posibilidades.
The market could have other possibilities as well, yeah.
Creo que sí, que en principio seguro son diferentes. Esperemos que sean más, en el sentido de en Buenos Aires a mí me gustaba trabajar y estaba cómoda trabajando allá.
In Buenos Aires, she was very happy working and she was very comfortable living over there.
Pero pienso que Miami puede ampliar eso. De hecho está de hecho ya pasan cosas distintas.
But she feels that living here in Miami it could amplify that experience, as well as so many of the different things that have occurred here have given fruit to different opportunities. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitivamente Miami es como un epicentro para el arte latinoamericano, así que
Yeah, and Miami is an epicenter for Latin American art. Totally. Talking about art, Lujan, I know I'm supposed to translate for you, but
You can translate yourself.
I'm very interested in, I want to ask you, you started with ceramics, as you said, which is something quite sculptural and obviously three-dimensional and physical. And when I met you at the Art Center of South Florida, when we both started a residency there, I have to name drop that. Your stuff is more, I recognize the photographs as being kind of painterly. So because your background in paint made that make sense, but you also did video. So my question is, where did that leap occur for you as an artist? Where did it go? Sculpture, painting, photos, video. How can you take us through that journey, please? Yeah.
Do you want me to translate?
Yes, translate, Maria, translate.
Bueno, son procesos. Creo que me caracterizo por procesos.
Okay, she characterizes herself by processes.
Mi obra, mi carrera,
her
mi línea de trabajo.
Her career, her line of work.
Siempre son procesos.
It's always a different process.
Es verdad, yo pinté durante un montón de tiempo.
It's
Incluso
true, she painted for a long time.
Estudiaba cerámica, yo ya hacía pintura.
Even when she was doing ceramics, she was painting.
Pero me gradué en escultura.
But she graduated in sculpture.
Y trabajé mucho con objetos.
And she worked a lot with objects, which is so shocking because I've never seen an object from you. Please continue.
Pero al mismo tiempo, por el trabajo que tenía en ese momento, me fui como desde muy joven trabajando con todo lo digital que apareció.
Because of the job that I had, she started working more digitally with the whole process that she had in that moment. It was more digital for her.
Entonces, en un momento sentí la necesidad de experimentar con video.
So then at that moment she felt the need to experiment with video because she was working digitally.
Mm-hmm. Anterior a eso ya había trabajado bastante con vidrio también, pero bueno, era como emparentado a la cerámica. Pero
but before that she had worked with glass, which kind of sort of got paired with the ceramics. So how does the glass come into this? Continue. Yeah.
And then when I started working with video, I worked with a lot of imagen fija, with photography. So I started first with video and then with photography.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's
you worked backwards.
Interesting.
I think it's inverse. A lot of people, no? Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people start with photography and then go to video.
Yeah, stop motion animation and video.
Yes, I first worked with video.
Mm-hmm.
And
what kind of camera did you use for the video?
I use everything, very low touch camera,
low tech,
and computer and everything. Now I have a very good computer, but not my camera. It's a very simple camera. Mm-hmm. And I work a lot with my phone too.
Interesting.
Yes, that have a great quality now. It's much better the quality that have my phone now than my first camera. So
the pixelation of cell phones has improved in a long run compared to original digital cameras, which were quite atrocious with their pixelation.
But it's interesting how many filmmakers or videographers or I don't know, artists, video artists, you call them video artists, use like really simple video cameras. Like my professor in San Francisco, he's one of the Kuchar brothers, George and Mike Kuchar, and he was using like this really, really old, like family, you know, from families, like this video camera that had like the cassette still in there, you know, and that's what he uses, you know, and a really old editing machine. I don't even know if they're very complicated, but he knew it and he would always use that. It's also like an interesting, it's just an interesting effect now when everything is HD and everything is like IMAX and high definition on every computer. You see every single wrinkle of, you know, and then artists are going back to using like really simple
Sí, creo que aparte se ajusta perfecto por lo general con la imagen que yo tengo de la obra.
She also says she feels it naturally adjusts to the image that she's taking, which I was going to point out. I totally agree with what you just said. And also, furthermore, it just lends itself to it, kind of sort of like the quality of the camera she's using and then the image she's capturing.
Yeah.
Like the show at the Artium, I feel, it felt ethereal, otherworldly, like there was a graininess to it that I could tell you could probably get from a lower quality camera.
Yeah.
So yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about your show at the Artium Gallery here in Wynwood, Florida?
That was not so long ago.
It was not. It was about a month and a half to 2 months ago.
Yes.
Finished in June, yeah.
Finished in June was almost 2 months, May and June, and I am very happy with that show. Really,
Yeah, it looked great.
I have to say.
Yeah, everything was hung spectacularly.
Tuvo súper buenas repercusiones.
I had a lot of great,
notas y,
ripples, great effects from that show. Yeah.
y la gente.
And comments.
Yes. Presenté mi última serie.
She presented her most recent series.
Que son fotografías intervenidas.
Photos that are intervened. ¿Puedes explicar un poquito más de eso?
Sí, I don't know if it's exactly intervened, but it's intervened, but it's not that I paint the photography, you know. I tomo la fotografía.
She takes a picture.
Como los trabajos son polípticos, dípticos o trípticos, por ahí repito esa misma imagen, recortándola o...
Okay, so basically what she does is that she takes the still image, and then from that still image, sometimes she duplicates it, elongates it, and so she manipulates the image and then makes these new landscapes.
O solo recorto un plano de color, porque muchos de los trabajos eran... algunos eran casi solo planos de color plenos, ¿no? Entonces que está recortado por ahí de un sector de la fotografía que ya de por sí, como vos decías, era bastante blureada.
Okay, so she says that she also she crops within it, not just the quality, but sometimes certain colors to keep it within the same scheme. Eso es plano de color, ¿verdad? Cierto colores que eliminas, or do you play with the color before you print? Is what you're referring to? ¿Juegas con el color? ¿O simplemente lo recortas la imagen?
A veces sí. Yeah, sometimes I play with the color, but it's not the color, with the light.
Oh.
Because I always work with the light.
Okay.
So some parts of the photographs, I only saw them on your website, but some parts of the photographs look like it's one color,
yes.
Like it's like paint,
yes.
Right? But it's not paint; it's actually a photograph.
Yes,
it's
but I almost in every work is photography, but less in two works. Two work is not photography. It's only I work the color digital
color, so it is almost painting digitally.
Yes.
Then
but then it's only two works that is.
So and then it's kind of like it's always a horizontal, like a landscape, right?
Yeah.
And it's long, and it's kind of the repetition of a picture, of a photograph, and then in between are like those color fields. Almost like color field painting, right? So it's like a color field, an image, and a repetition of an image, another color field or a darker image where you only see a couple of dots of light. So it's really like almost like an abstract painting with photographs, landscape, you know. That's what I
Siempre termino como teniendo una tendencia a la abstracción, por más que sea figurativo.
I always have a tendency towards leaning, in the end, towards abstraction.
Y siempre, de un modo u otro, trabajo con la repetición.
And also, for certain reasons, I just always end up working with like multiplicity and reproduction. Pretty neat.
For me, it has also something very like I studied movement and I do performances, and I see that in a way in your work also, like the movement through the piece. And it is, do you want to translate?
No, well, you let me know. Okay.
And there are like three elements that you know we would work through in movement. It's repetition, change, and then repeat, change, and then one other thing.
Randomize. I don't know. I
just like there are like three, like there's repetition and there's change, right? Which is like two opposites, and then there was another one, intensify. Intensify.
Yeah, I think of intensify.
Repetition, repeat, intensify, or you know, and then change. And this is kind of like how you work with movement, also. And I see that in your work. I don't know, it came to me, you know. And I wanted to ask you a little bit more, also probably about the inspiration behind the work and what you were thinking about, or the you know, the title that you were giving the work.
Sí, un poco retomo lo que decía antes en cuanto a los procesos.
I want to go back to a little bit what I said before about the processes. The processes.
Así como repito por ahí imágenes dentro del trabajo, yo creo que también hay temas que repito, o que están ahí, que siempre los trabajo de distinto lugar.
Okay, so let me rewind that. It's been a long day. Correct me if I'm wrong. So kind of sort of like the repetition of the processes, there's also certain themes that will arise that will, just like the multiplicity with the images and the duplication and the cropping, also there's certain themes that you eventually go back to and return to. Yes or no? Close? Rephrase it. Say it again.
Yes, it's okay. Pero en esto de que trabajo o que de distintos lugares por ahí este tema que repito o que no te lo quiero hacer difícil, Elisa.
Okay, no.
I want to know difficult to Elisa for translate.
Different.
I repeat, it's very simple. I repeat maybe the concept, no? It's not exactly that my work before that afar, but I feel that always I work with the memories, with
a certain place.
Con los recuerdos, o sea, hay como un eje que lo encaro de distintos lugares, pero que siempre está ahí presente. O sea, y afar es un poco eso, un poco.
¿Habrá otra palabra para eje?
Eje. Es un poco el...
The fork in the road?
Sí, la columna, un poco...
like the base?
Sí. No digo que siempre sea que hablo de los recuerdos, pero está presente.
Yeah, sometimes, it doesn't always have to be, it's not the base necessarily, but there's always a return to a movement around, there's always a concentration towards the memory, right? That's why I say ethereal. When I see your work, it has like this feeling of longing, this kind of like forlorn. Sometimes it makes me sad. So yeah, so I could see the connection to the memory there, remembrance.
Sí, exacto. Y en este caso en particular,
in this particular case,
el concepto como de recuerdo que
concept of
con el
memory.
que siempre está ahí,
that is always there.
Tocándome, acariciándome, siempre está ahí.
Touching her, caressing her mind.
También era un poco plantearme o que me sentía, ¿no? Ni siquiera es que me lo planteé, es que me sentí un poco como recordando, como trabajando esa expresión de uno puede extrañar lo que no conoce, entonces como esa mezcla de recuerdos pasados y futuros, very difficult.
She was working with that idea of like kind of sort of like missing what you've never known or have never had, like that strange, like that playing with that, how can you miss something that you didn't know existed, that sense of, like I said, that longing. It's kind of like a strange...
Y silencio, ¿no?
And the silence.
And the silence.
And the silence. They're kind of quiet.
Yeah, it's almost like the photographs are trying to grasp something, but they are not getting there, or
Like
it's
a
like
place.
they're revealing something, but they're hiding something just as much as they're revealing. They're hiding, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this tension in between. Can I see something, or can I remember something, or did I forget it already, or I can't? It doesn't reveal itself anymore, right? It's like this display, in this.
My question, Lujan, I'm sorry, Maria.
Go ahead.
Is your video, tu video, because there is a relationship between your images, which are still, but then your video that have movement, I feel, take it beyond, like they're more revealing to me. Obviously, I feel like the movement, there's, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like little innuendos in the movement of the video that I feel aren't as concealing as the photographs, which are just flat. Could you tell me a little bit about your difference, how you see your video versus your photographs? Like, what is the difference? Why do you have to do both?
The difference, I think, for me, la principal es que puedo trabajar con sonido.
Okay, the first one is that she can work with sound, obviously, important. Yeah.
And me encanta.
She loves video. It's another good reason to work with it.
Sí, porque en sí la imagen puede transmitir lo mismo, pero porque por lo general el video está íntimamente relacionado con una serie fotográfica. Es como...
The image could portray, the video could portray just as much as the image, but they're related to each other, but there's something more powerful almost than the video.
Yo trabajo por series y en la serie está la fotografía y el video, o sea que la imagen es bastante parecida. La diferencia es eso, ¿no?
So she works both of them at the same time, both video and the images, and that's why they go together. But how do I phrase this? No, just basically that. Since she's working in series, she's dually working on both of them at the same time, and that's why there's such similarities, but not necessarily that they represent the same thing.
They're complementing each other?
Yeah, they're complementing each other. They're worked on a parallel basis. Yeah.
Sí, pueden trabajar independientes también, no es que se complementan en el sentido de que depende uno del otro.
Okay, one doesn't necessarily depend on the other, but she normally works.
Pero yo lo trabajo juntos.
Both at the same time.
Where do you get the sounds from for your videos? Where do you source your sounds?
Well, different kind, but the last video, yes, I think todos los últimos videos.
Of last videos.
I did the sound digital too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes, I think only one or two videos is with music, but the rest is with sound. It's not music, it's sound.
It's noise, basically.
Yes.
Almost
With melody, but it's not music. It's only, I don't know, maybe un par de notas, pero no
It's just music. A few notes, but she's like, it's no overture.
But so you don't record sounds and then you do that. Yes. You record sounds
sometimes,
and then digitally alter them also to the point that you don't recognize them anymore. Is that also
exactly.
Yes. That's like
yes, I work with video like I work with photography in this area. Yes. I cut, paste.
I'm curious to know, I'm sorry, Maria, I'm like completely asking, I'm like plain, I'm everything today. I'm a translator, I'm asking questions. I'm curious to know, Lujan.
You're Wonder Woman.
I'm Wonder Woman. Well, sometimes women have to be Wonder Woman, so that's totally true. I'm curious to know, since you majored in sculpture, will we see sculpture from you in the future in your paintings or photographs or videos? Like, will that come back? Will painting come back? Will sculpture come back?
Sí, puede pasar.
Okay, she says maybe it could happen.
Yes. We just don't know. It's a teaser. Did Miami, and that is a question that Elisa and I like to ask, did Miami change your artwork. Like, did your movement from Buenos Aires to Miami reflect in the artistic choices that you make?
Yes, I think when I work on one series, and I think you can see the change. Pero no cambió mi modo de trabajar.
Her process didn't change, or the way that she worked didn't change. But
sí, la imagen, pero
but the image did. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think you'd change necessarily as a person, but for sure, like, your product would somehow reflect or change.
Yes,
a little bit.
Yes,
because I am asking because I don't feel like your photographs look very Miami.
No, pues,
right?
No lo es. Y la serie anterior que sí, las fotografías las tomé en Miami, tampoco notas que es Miami.
That's right? So funny. She's like, this last series, it's actually not Miami, but the series before that it was Miami. You can't really tell it's Miami. So it has something for me, I guess, to add to everything with camouflaging, because I feel that it's so incredible that you are capturing a city that we know and love, and then you change it and conceal it so that we don't know that it's a city we know and love. You get what I'm saying, Lujan? Like,
it's almost without location or
without a place. You're like, where is that?
Without a place.
And so you can miss it without knowing it. Right?
It's more almost like a dream.
Yes, ethereal.
Yes. Yeah, it's almost like or something like in the unconscious mind or something. You know,
says our doctorate psychologist.
Yeah, I had to pull that one out. Elisa keeps making fun of me.
No, I don't. It's legit. She has her doctorate. So yeah. I guess
that is so interesting. Where did you shoot the last series that was not shot in Miami?
No.
Where was it shot?
In California.
In California?
But only one polyptych, and then in Iceland.
Did you do a residency?
No, I
You traveled?
I traveled for no residence, but only for take the picture.
To take the pictures.
So it was like a professional field trip. It was a field trip and trip with a purpose to do art.
Yeah.
Well, that's valid, right?
Well, it's perfect for me. I love travel. I love the art. I love work. I love creative.
Creative.
It's perfect.
You can your life is basically like Wonderland. It's incredible.
Bueno, pero está bueno cuando puedo unir viajar y trabajar.
She says it's really great when she could unite work with travel. And you're not the first artist to sit down with us to say that it's quite beneficial to be able to book work and trip together so that you have like a mutual, like a better, not a better outcome necessarily, Maria. How would you say? Like, it's just more productive.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
If you go to a place and you take pictures, like you're working the space, or you're understanding the place in that you are in a different way.
Versus if you're just going on as a tourist.
You're experiencing the place in a different way when you're photographing it, right? Is that how you feel?
Sí, tienes los sentidos abiertos, como...
Yeah, your senses are fully open.
Yeah.
Estás en otro modo, ¿no?
Yeah,
in different mode.
Yes. Yeah. Where did you go in California?
Bueno, fui bastantes veces a California, pero la imagen de este trabajo
But the image of this work is
la tomé en un road trip que hice con mi marido.
On a road trip that she did with her husband up the coast.
Un road trip que hicimos desde San Diego hasta San Francisco.
Okay, from San Diego to San Fran. Cool.
And it was the location that you picked. Like, did you have that in mind for the series? Was that like, I have to go to Iceland, I have to take this picture? Or was it more like, you know, it happened. You wanted to, or was it like entwined?
I had to go to Iceland.
That's what I felt like.
Right?
It's like, I mean, I got a feeling she is like focused enough that she would book a trip to Iceland because she has to take this picture.
Yes.
How did you get this vision of, I have to go to Iceland? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Game of Thrones?
No, it was before. So
It was before.
It was not GOT.
Bueno, no totalmente anterior a Game of Thrones, pero no cuando se veía tanto como ahora.
Okay, she's like, well, maybe not before, but not before it blew up as much as it's now. 2 years
But
ago.
how does that come to you? Is it like you dream of a country?
No un sueño, pero necesitaba trabajar en un lugar frío, con nieve.
She's like, oh, I didn't dream it, but I needed to work in a place that was cold with snow and, you know.
Sí, entonces intuía que ese era el lugar donde tenía que trabajar.
Her intuition said that that's the place where she had to go. Cool.
Fue así.
And it was.
And that's what it was. And so it was.
Is it does it come easy to you, you know, when you have a vision like that you find a place to photograph? Or is it a struggle, you know, that you're like, now I'm in Iceland and now I don't find what I was looking for, or, you know, is it?
Bueno, no siempre voy a un lugar.
I don't always go to a place.
Lo que hablábamos antes, mi serie anterior fue acá en Miami, entonces
So she doesn't always travel. Like your series before was here in Miami, so yeah.
Es solo
It's just
encontrar la imagen que
finding
tengo que
the
encontrar la
image
imagen que se ajusta a lo que yo quiero decir.
that she wants to either capture, has something that she wants to say, like that she maybe you envision it, and that's like you want to try to capture what you envision. ¿No, Lujan? Como lo que te en tu mente, como
Sí.
lo que,
Va a estar, sí.
¿verdad?
Sí,
Right.
sí.
Yeah.
Sí.
What's that?
I do want to know, what did your sculptures look like?
Right? Am I the only? I'm like, what were they? Landscape?
I have no idea. Like,
¿Cómo lucían? ¿Cómo lucían tus
Nada
esculturas?
que ver, mi trabajo en escultura.
She's like, nothing to do with that.
Very different.
Can you describe it?
De por sí no era escultura tradicional, o sea, una vez que terminé la escuela no hice más escultura tradicional.
It wasn't really
Trabajé con
traditional sculpture.
ensamblage.
Okay.
Y objetos
Found
en los
objects.
que en realidad si yo cuento el proceso siempre trabajo como del mismo modo, como una especie de collage, por decirlo de algún modo, que puede ser tanto en la fotografía como en esto del objeto.
So even when she worked with sculptures, she feels that her process was basically almost identical to, if not the same, as her working with images. There was a lot of taking things, assemblage, putting them together, cutting, pasting almost, right? Like that kind of experience that you have with images. ¿Verdad? Casi? Pretty close. Correct me if I'm wrong.
you're doing so well. You're doing great.
Your hard work.
I have to work harder. No.
Y era otra imagen, yo trabajaba con otros temas. Ahora estoy como mucho más introspectiva, pero...
She worked with other themes when she did sculpture, but now she's way more introspective. What were those, if we may ask, if it's not too personal, what were those themes for sculpture, Lujan? Los temas que tenías para tus esculturas, ¿de qué trataban? ¿Si ahora eres más hacia adentro, introspectiva?
Toda mi serie de objetos, o sea, estos ensamblajes que yo hice eran más sociales.
Oh.
Y tenían que ver más con la historia de mi país.
Okay, so the sculptures she did they were way more social and had to do with like the history of
More with the
Argentina
country.
and her country. Yeah.
And so the process was from more being oriented to the outside or to your country towards now you're more oriented towards the inside, like more introverted work.
Bueno, es un largo proceso, ¿no?
Yeah.
It's still a long process.
Eso hace muchos años de que no trabajo objeto con esa temática.
It's years since she's worked with those type of objects or themes.
Sí, en el medio hice como toda una serie de pinturas y dibujos que ya había un pasaje más a la abstracción, que siempre trabajé bastante con eso.
Okay, so from
mix, como...
From the objects, she said that were more like social in a mother country. She kind of sort of started doing more of the paintings, drawings, abstraction, and then she reached where she is now, which is more like the inwardness and the ethereal photographs and video.
Introspection
inwards. Cool.
La fotografía y el video incluso también, si bien siempre tiene eso de onírico, también se fue, esta serie creo que es la más introspectiva de todas.
She feels that this is the most introspective of all of her series. And you said a word. Can you repeat it for me? Fírico, what was it?
I don't remember.
I'll have to rewind and listen. I'm like, that's a new word for me. I don't, maybe it's Argentinian. Sorry, we're all
No sé qué dije.
No, it was good. I was like, I wonder what that means. But I understand what you said about your series in the present. So I'm wondering, going forward, Lujan, I guess, ¿en qué te ves haciendo? O sea, what do you see yourself doing?
La pregunta de mi
She's like, that's the $1 million question. What do you see yourself doing?
Yo creo que sigo, o sea, con lo que estoy trabajando ahora, por más que pueda venir cambios, continúo con la fotografía y el video.
Okay, for now, she says she's definitely feeling that she's still going to continue with this introspection, video, and photography series.
Sí.
Good.
Creo que sí. Por ahí de un modo diferente o no, pero sí. Sí, no. Trabajar con fotografía y video no puedo decir que me enamoró, porque lo otro también
I think you can say that. She's like, I can't say in one way or another that I fell in love with like photography and video. I think you could say that. I
sí,
mean,
bueno, pero antes también con la escultura.
But she was also in love with sculpture and painting. But I mean, I think you could love one slightly. I mean, but love comes and goes sometimes, they say as well. So I could see how you could love both mutually.
Pero sí, ejerce una seducción constante. Que eso.
It's a continuous seduction that she feels she's more drawn towards. Video and image.
How was the experience for you to be in the residency at the art center? You were 2 years there, right?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was great.
You enjoyed
it? Lisa.
Yeah, of course.
That wasn't the best part of it. What else did you enjoy?
Lisa.
No, it was a very important experience for me because when I arrived to Miami, I didn't know anybody, so was a little difficult to know the art
scene.
Yes,
art scene,
the people that work with art and the art centers or the galleries. So I had to work a lot, and the art center gave me the possibility to know a lot of very good people and artists, and in only one same place. So that was great.
That was at a time where the art center still had a lot of studios, right? There were also, how many artists were at the art center?
I don't know.
I think like over 40. We had two buildings and
it was a little smaller as the bake house, but it was still almost the same.
Yeah, there were
now
two different
they don't have the two buildings anymore.
No, now they only have one building. The other building sold for
but at that time they still had the big
$80.
building.
Yeah.
Yes, in the half time they have two buildings.
Yeah, now they have the smaller one.
The big one at the corner and the other small.
Yeah, 924 space on Lincoln Road is still existing.
Did you also have exhibitions at the art center?
Yes. I exhibited in the old building at the corner. My series, The Abyss of Loss, that is before. And en este edificio también. Cuando vino Guillermo Espinosa, un curador español, también.
Oh, there was also a Spanish curator that came, and they also selected certain pieces, and he selected one of her pieces as well.
Fue otra exhibición.
To exhibit for another exhibition.
So you were also able to make connections with curators and with other artists and kind of start your journey here in Miami.
Yes. Sí, y también hice my first individual exhibition in Miami. Fue a través de Art Center and O Cinema.
Oh, she was able to have her first solo show at the cinema in Wynwood,
there's
Florida.
A little small gallery space or like exhibition space that they have. Yeah,
that was great for me. It was my first only exhibition here, and was in Basel Week. So I was very, very happy with the opportunity. Of course, yes.
Where did you move after the art center?
Well, now I have the studio in my home because I moved my home. I changed my home, so tengo un espacio.
So you have a studio at home now?
Sí. Pero por ahora.
Yeah.
Después me gusta cambiar los espacios.
Yeah.
Y
for now, she likes to move spaces. So yes, after leaving South Florida, she moved to a different space, and for now, she actually has space in her home, which I wish I had space in my home. So that's so great that you
working on that.
I'm working on. I would love to have space in my home. But yeah, I'm wondering if have you done any residencies post Art Center, or looking to do any residencies post Art Center, maybe in Argentina or?
Me gustaría hacer una residencia, sí. No lo tengo pensado para Argentina.
Creo. Okay, she's saying yes, but probably not for Argentina. Well, you're from there, so you might as well discover the world.
Sí, but Iceland has a lot of residencies, just to bring that up again.
Sí, bueno, no sé, capaz sí, pero como Argentina viajo constantemente y conoces tanto de una residencia, me gustaría como nutrirme de algo más desconocido.
Oh, okay.
It's something new.
Yeah, exactly. You see, Maria's already bilingual. She's grasping.
Well, I've been here for 2 years. I mean, if you want to learn Spanish, move to Miami, right?
Yeah, so I guess for non-Spanish speakers, since Maria is trilingual, just Lujan was saying that since she's already constantly traveling to Argentina and she more or less knows the location, she would much rather go to hopefully a residency elsewhere where she's unaware of her surroundings, she gets to discover more and I guess implant herself within that art community. I guess it's our time, well, for me to ask my last question, because I talk a lot, Lujan, is do you have any shows or any projects you're working on that are coming up that you'd like to share with us and the listeners?
Yes, bueno, I will go to Argentina, to Buenos Aires Photo. There's a very important fair about photo in South America.
Okay, that's coming
I am very happy with that. And then my work will going to Hong Kong and another art fair. Yeah.
Wow. Is that with a gallery?
Yes.
With Artium Gallery.
Yes. That is exciting.
Both fairs is with Artium. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. So show in Argentina coming up and then show in Hong Kong. Cool. And do you know the dates for those? I guess Argentina one is right
Buenos
now.
Aires Photo es del 7 de septiembre al 10.
Okay, so 7th of September to 10th of September?
This is where you're traveling now?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Hong Kong?
And the Hong Kong is to end of September.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to travel to Hong Kong?
No.
Oh, why? There's winter over there too.
I wish.
You could take pictures in Hong Kong.
Take pictures in Hong Kong.
And no one would know it.
Right? Nobody would have any idea.
I
Think about it.
I keep a little hope in my heart.
Maybe you're gonna get a vision. You have to take pictures there.
Yes.
No, it's Maria's question.
Now we're at the very end of our interview, and I don't know if you know that, but you were sitting on a magical rocking chair.
Yes.
And this magical rocking chair grants you 3 wishes, since you went through the ordeal of having to answer our questions.
Okay.
So you have 3 wishes, 3 deseos.
Ooh.
You can wish for anything. Puedes
Desear.
desear cosa.
Cualquier cosa. Yeah. You were so close. I loved it. That was so good.
That was so Italian. So
okay.
Uno. Primer deseo.
I wish a world with more tolerance.
Okay.
I think we are
Tolerancia.
Yeah, a world with more tolerance would be great.
very difficult times. And two, well, I wish keep creating.
Okay.
Absolutely. And why not? I hope to sell everything in the fair.
Of course. You have to finance your travels.
You have to make it to Hong Kong, so you have to sell all your pieces.
But we have to say that if you make a lot of money, you have to go to Hong Kong.
You might.
Yeah.
You might as well put that
No,
in there.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's your plan, right? Or
Yes,
maybe
it's not only about money, but
Yeah.
yes, it
It'll help finance
will
your
be-
travels, which is great.
help a lot.
And hopefully future work. Thank you so much for coming out,
No,
Lujan, the
thank
day
you,
before you
Elisa.
travel.
Thank you so much, and thank you for like trusting us. You know, I know it's like if you're
Bilingual, like
and I still feel like I have my, to do an interview in a language that is not your own. That's really like that's really a big,
It's a challenge.
it's a
sometimes.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, really.
And thank you so much to our listeners as well. And happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
And we all wish with Lujan for
Safe travels
a world
and-
with more tolerance, right?
Yes.
I think that's a good motto for Labor Day.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be back
For session 22, which
For session
will
22.
upload a sneak peek for
soonish.
soonish. Yeah, on Thursday probably.
On Thursday. Alrighty.
Yeah.
It's
Bye,
gonna be a
everybody.
secret.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for.
I can't remember who it is.
Me neither.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, you're gonna find out soon enough. Okay. Bye, guys.
everyone.
Bye.